That's the whole car scene. But I need to hide some things around here. Maybe that works well. I'm gonna hide also this. I don't need the reference images. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna go into local view first. And with that, first let me press 3. So I'm gonna select this polygon around here, Shift D. I'm gonna duplicate it and separate it, of course. Now let's play a little bit with it. I don't need to see this part. So I'm gonna get lower around here. Let me see through. Something like that. Also, shading it flat, it's gonna help me more. GZ, GY, okay. And I'm gonna try to put it around here. A little bit higher, like that. This should be fine, and we don't really need to get out of the mesh. I'm gonna have a small overlapping in between them. Okay, so I'm gonna extrude this, then let's turn on snapping to volume. What have I done? Like that. And here we are gonna do the same. So that's gonna be here. Finished with the snapping, and okay, so it snapped in a strange way. Also here, it got too far away from what I was expecting. Good. Let me move the phone. It's just staying in my way. Let's add some edge loops. Okay, everything looks perfect from here. Then I will adjust also these birds around this area. That should be fine, like that. And also let's add one edge loop around here, because I'm seeing I need to go more on y-axis around this part. For this, let's go more on y. I'm gonna inflate it a little bit, or wait, a better idea. That's how it should look. Move a little bit on z-axis, like that. Then apparently I need to play a little bit with these edges around here. Also this one. GX, just a little bit, just like this. That's like the first part. And we are gonna have to add a lot of details around here. So let's start with the first parts, which are being like creating this sort of shape here. I'm gonna get it smaller around here and also here, from what I'm seeing here. Let me also get a photo. So after that, they are meeting in a middle point. Okay, messages over messages. This should be simple. Let me check one more time. Let me just get into local view, maybe also with the door, so we have the whole pack here, just like that. So with this edge I can go a little bit lower, let's say like that. And why that? Because first off, I'll separate everything from here, just like that. Select and P for separating it. Okay, then I'm gonna add an edge loop, and this edge loop is gonna be somewhere around here. Let's select these two edges, G, Z, something like that. So I want this edge here to be close to be straight, and the other part just like that. Maybe that's a little bit too much, so I can stay around here. Okay, let's take another look at the photo. So I need to get these bars around here, and that's gonna be, let's first add an edge loop around here. Then I'm gonna push a little bit more this, like that. Then I'm gonna separate this part again. A lot of separations made. P. Okay. Then here I'm gonna add an edge loop also close to that area. Then G, Y, like that. So we can see this edge around here. Maybe that's gonna be more visible if I have flat shading. Then I'm gonna add one edge loop around here. and one here, let's say. That's good. That's pretty much there. And then let me see how I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna extrude first. Let me do one more adjustment. Why do I selected that polygon? I don't need it. Just like that. Then extrude on y-axis, something like this. So here here I have to meet the points. Let's do that. Let's say that's around here. I'm gonna add one more edge loop. Then with these points, I'm gonna slide them just a little bit like that. And this point is gonna slide in this sort of way. Press 3 again, so we are selecting back our polygons. And now I can extrude properly. And also, what I think it's gonna look good. I'm gonna slide the points like that, and here in this way. Let's also scale this part x-axis, z-axis like that, something like this. Then I'm gonna do a small groove around this area like that. So that's looking good for the moment. And then let's see where it's gonna be the edge I put here. That's pretty much in the right point, and I will do a small hole there. Bob is gonna disappear like that. Then I'm gonna add another edge loop around here, just like that. Then let me select this, and then extrude this inside like. Let's first off do the shape of the door. Then I'm gonna do the handle or any other accessory. 33 minutes. At first, I was nervous about doing the live. Like I was, oh, I have to start. What do I do? What do I do? It's a little bit different than making video clips, because there you can edit if you say something wrong and you wanted to say something else. I can do retakes on the videos. Here it's right on the go. So here I guess it's like a scoop. Let me do that. I'm just gonna select this polygon. The other door, it's getting in my way. Okay, so like that. I like this part. It's gonna stay like that. It's not doing too many problems to me. But let's go a little bit more inside. Just like this. And maybe I will drop the edges more. Let me see. So let's also slide the points. Get another view. Then this it's almost on the same height. And that's simple. I'm just gonna duplicate this. Then let me select that polygon. Okay. So I'm gonna do this part. Then I'm gonna tell you what's about this part. This sub goal. Okay, so I'll slide the edge around here. Let me see a point of reference. So that's gonna be until this part here. So I will put it around here. Maybe a little bit less, just like that. Then I'm gonna slide this part around here, and let's extrude straight on the z-axis. So we need more space also here. Just like that. Then I'm gonna move this on x-axis like this. And on y-axis, this can be a little bit lower, just like this. Okay. Then let's get back to what we were doing. Now I can go a little bit more, and maybe I will do it on an angle like this. In this way I can push to this area. So I'm gonna make it in the way which I can see through. It's getting lower, does it? I'll move it a little bit lower, just like that. And then I will get it on an angle, something like this. So again, we are gonna use G-stretch, loop tools, G-stretch. That's fine. That's just perfect. Okay, so I have done this part. Let me get the camera bigger, just like that. So by starting these live sessions, I thought I don't ask for donation. If you are donating, that's just because you want, and it's not mandatory, and not gonna ask for that. And I thought maybe a subscriber goal is not gonna be too much asking for. So I'm gonna show you how it looks when somebody new is subscribing. I'm just gonna put a test for it. So I just subscribed to myself, something like that. And down here, the things down here, the last subscriber is gonna be shown. Hope you like that. Back to our things. You know what? I'm not gonna do that right away. I wanted to extrude this part around here to go inside of the door panel, but I'm gonna do that after I'm doing some more adjustments. Like from what I'm seeing in the photos, I need to go with something like this and like this. That's looking just much better, just like that. Maybe I'm gonna push this edge a little bit more outside, just like this. That's how it looks also here. And I'm gonna slide it like that. That's perfect. Then I will select these 3 polygons, inset the faces, then going on y-axis inside with them, just like that. You know what? It seems like it's a simple design for the door panel. Not too hard to do it. Okay. Now I can do what I wanted first off to do, and that's extruding it like that. So it's just covering the things here. I'm just gonna save. Apparently I have some drop frames. I'm just gonna keep that on the monitor here. Okay. Now the handle with the accessories, we need also to do them. So you know what? I'm gonna select this, duplicate. I'm just using what I'm having at my hand available. Let's see how it goes with it. So that's going just a little bit more over around here. That's a good point. And let's see how much I'm putting out of it, just like that. Then let me select that edge. Okay, I selected it. So it's going just a little bit inside of the area. I guess that's like that. Then I'm gonna extrude, and that's how it's gonna look. Can I get a little bit more inside? That's like the maximum I can go to. Okay, this looks pretty good. Let me reposition myself. So I'm gonna put this here, then that's gonna slide like that. Anything else to do? No. So let's get this. I'm gonna inset, then I'm gonna extrude inside. P selection, just like that. We are gonna need also to do these details here, these small buttons. So let's get to it. I'm just gonna go on Z axis. I'm gonna scale a little bit just to be sure. Then I do an inset. Let me see. That's gonna be a small inset, maybe a smaller like that. Then I will go with that around here. And then I was pressing for Y, I don't know. So let's just extrude on x-axis. First off, I'm gonna extrude here, then with the second polygon I'm going much more inside, just like that. Let's get the cursor right where it needs to be, and with that, Then we add cylinder, but that's too big. Like radius, maybe we are gonna go with 5 millimeters. That's the good part about working with millimeters. We were working with it from right away when we created the car, and we've done like meters for the measurement of the car, and now we can work with the millimeters. So we can use it also for the smaller parts. Oh, hi. Let's get out of local view. That's fitting pretty well around here. Now I have a lot more things to select to get back into the local view. Okay. Oh, 2 viewers. What do you think, guys? The sound is right? I'm just checking from time to time just to make sure that everything is gonna go well all around. So I'm gonna inset the face, then inset again and go a little bit more on Z-axis, and I'm gonna press Z twice so I can go on local Z-axis. Just like that. That's gonna be for the moment the shape. I'm gonna shade it with auto smooth so everything goes well. Now I'm gonna duplicate this polygon here, separate the selection. Let me select that first off. The most important part is letting me select what I need to do. Then I'm gonna put an edge in the middle. If I press Ctrl B, then that's gonna be like a bevel, but in a flat surface, that's gonna add 2 edge loops. So we need a small space in between them. Let's go back to polygon. I selected this polygon, then I'm gonna delete that face. In this way, I can just do these parts around here. So I see there are the buttons, and then I'm having like a small guard. Let me just put them like that. So I'm gonna add an edge loop around here and one around here. Maybe I'm gonna also slide this a little bit more so that's much more visible. Then I'm gonna press G twice and I'm sliding this around this area. I'm gonna select these polygons, Shift D, P, selection, okay. That's perfect. Oh, and I also forgot, it's duplicated. Everything is duplicated except of the middle button. I will apply that later. So I'm gonna first off select the edges, then let's go to normal. Let's see how that's gonna act. Okay, so it goes much more outside. Back to our polygons, we extrude just like that. Then let's see, we have 2 more sets of buttons. I'm gonna select both things, then go in on X-axis. That's just a little bit tricky into positioning the things here. Things like that. They have space in between? Yes, they have a small space. Shift D, X, like that, then Shift D, X. Okay, so we've done also this small detail. And I see here I'm having 2 more buttons. Let's add them. So I'm gonna select this polygon, duplicate, then P for separating the selection. And let me select that polygon. I'm gonna go to edges. I'm gonna slide the edge around here. Put an edge loop around this area. Control B. So we give some spacing to it. Faces like that. I'm gonna give a little bit more space from the edges, just like this, and extrude just like that. So we have 2 more buttons. Let's take a look. Okay, that's so cool. It's starting to get a shape. Hi guys, tell me, how do you feel about this live stream? Okay, so I have a handle here, then this is going all the way in the back, and what I need from there, Let me go in the local view. I'm gonna need to add another edge loop, and that's gonna be around here. What I'm gonna do with that, I'm gonna select this with this, and let's see how it's gonna act if I do G stretch but without the x-axis. This was almost good if it didn't acted this strange. So I'm gonna select again the edges from here till here, G stretch just like that. Let me also adjust this point here, and I'm gonna slide a little bit the things here. One more edge loop, and that's gonna be, let's also play with these verts here. So I'm gonna go on y-axis around this area and also around this area, just like that. That's too much around here. Oops. Just like that. So we got the shape, as we can see here in the photo. This bar needs to get inside in this area. Let me take a look on another photo. So I need to get a bevel around here. I'm gonna do that just by extruding, and that's gonna happen on x-axis, just like that. Going to edges, slide this part around here, slide also this here, selecting the polygons, shift D, like that, separating the mesh. Then if it's letting me to select everything, one more look. Okay, so it's following the shape there. So that's gonna go like this. Now I'm gonna extrude, but on the x-axis, just like that. I'm gonna push a little bit more outside this part, just like that. GY. Okay. And I will adjust a little bit this edge here, just like that. So it's positioned right. And now I need a small cover around this area. I'm gonna select everything from here and also from the other side. No. Shift D, P selection. I was ready to press P, and that's the part that we are needing. Let's also save G twice. So that's gonna be around here. Then I will select all the polygons from here, and I'm leaving a little bit of space. I'm gonna press E and then F to flip it, because I want this to stay straight, not to follow the shape from the other side. And that's gonna be somewhere around here. Also, that's too much. I see that's gonna be something like that, or it was also too much. Just a little bit, like around this area. Now that's fine. I'm gonna put a solidify modifier to it, and that's gonna be on the other way. 10 millimeters should be fine. I'm gonna adjust this point just a little bit like that, so it's following more the shape. I'm gonna get out of edit mode, so that's gonna let me apply the modifier, and from what I'm seeing, this should be smooth in this area here. So I'm gonna select these two parts. Let me select only the edges. Control B, or you know what? Anyway, I'm gonna divide it, but I'm gonna select this edge around here. The closest path is not helping me. G twice, so we have this kind of shape. I'm gonna move a little bit also this part, and here, let's see. As always, the closest path is not doing the best work in every situation. Do I have to do anything else? This needs to be separated from what I'm seeing here. Or maybe that's gonna be the same material. So let's do this part here. The first one, which we started with. I'm not gonna stop this live until I get the high poly model out of it. Like, I'm not gonna leave it low poly and then doing another tutorial for it to know how to do it, how to subdivide it. That's a good part from a live, I guess. 1 hour for it's just warming up. Let me check with the battery. Okay. So I'm gonna select these two polygons, Shift D, P selection, because I wanna separate it like that. Then I'm gonna move the whole thing on Y-axis around this area. I'm gonna do a small object like here. Insert the face, insert again, G, Y, like this. I'm gonna select these two edges and they are gonna go like this. Now let's do the handle. And I don't like too much how this looks. It feels like a bus design. You know, you have with your hand. So I'm gonna select these two parts here, Shift D, P selection, and let me get another photo to see exactly in which way it's going. So it's from the back to the front. Let me also see that. I'm gonna apply the Solidify modifier after. For the moment, I'm just gonna put an edge loop around here and one around here. What I'm gonna do with that, I'm gonna select the edges here, G, Y, so they are going outside. Then I will add one edge loop around here and one around here. I select these edges, then press F. Also, just to be sure, yes, it's not pointing in the right way, but that's gonna be solved when I apply the Solidify modifier. Face orientation disabled, okay. Let me see. So it's a little bit curved. I'm gonna add two edge loops, then GY, just like that. That's pretty good. Then solidify. Let's see how it acts when I solidify. Even thickness. No, I will need to play a little bit with this area here. Okay, 3 millimeters. I'm gonna apply the Solidify modifier, then I'm gonna select all of these polygons, G, Y, and I'm getting this part much more thicker, but I'm gonna select the points. Or, no, just like that. Now I see I'm also having a cover here, so I will also do the cover. I'm just gonna select these polygons here, Shift D, again, P selection. I'm gonna put an edge loop, the rest of it is unneeded. So I'm gonna, why I separated? Okay, I deleted everything. Then I will select these edges and press F. Then with this edge selected, I can create faces also around here. Now I can delete these faces also, because I don't need them. And now, let's put an edge loop around here. GX, just like that. GY, so I can get more inside here. Just like that, and that's gonna be the cover. I don't need to solidify it. Let's see, we've done everything. Here I will do a separation. Let's select it. So I'm gonna put an edge loop around this area, then I will slide these points just like that. So these are gonna be different polygons, a different object. P selection. Again, I will need to solidify this part. So let me get to edit mode here, and I'm gonna select everything from here and also this part. Let's say extrude going on Y-axis just a little bit. We need just some thickness around here. That's gonna be helpful when we solidify. And also to this. I'm gonna select this edge around here, and also here. Extrude Y-axis, just like that. Let's go on X-axis around here, and also with this. Hopefully I'm not missing anything. No. And here I'm having a small plate. I'm gonna place it around here. And by that I'm gonna select this polygon, separate the selection. Then I will go to edges. I'm gonna slide the edges, just like that. And extrude a little bit on. y-axis, just like that. So that's gonna be the plate created there. I will need some small accents around here and around here. They are gonna be the lights. I need also to do that for the chair because it's looking great, and they're like everywhere from what I'm seeing here. I'm having this green line around here, also on the steering wheel, on the dashboard, on the chair. I guess these are lights. I, I don't know what to say about these green lines around here. I guess they are called only materials like colors. I don't know if they are lights, but I'm gonna do them lights because I like more how the render is gonna look with the lights. Let's get our things. Do I have anything else to do with the door before I subdivide it? No, it's pretty much a simple design. I was prepared for something much more difficult than that. But you know, it is what it is. Great, let's subdivide, and maybe I'm gonna do some small adjustments. First off, I'm gonna enable auto snapping, and the first adjustment is gonna be here. By that, I can get an edge flow like this. That's gonna help me with the subdivision. Okay, do I need to make any other thing? I'm gonna go in local view only with this part here, because I need also to select this edge around here. I didn't extrude extruded this part, and that's a must also here, just like that. Let me see here. I'm having any thickness around this area, and I guess not. No. Extrude Y like that. Then I'm gonna select these edges around here, and I'm gonna scale them on x-axis just like that. So they are getting some thickness around here. And I will do the same also for this part. Extrude Y. Did I select it? I didn't select the right thing. Extrude Y. Now it's the right thing. And scale on X. Just like that. Now let's subdivide to see what we are getting. And also, let's don't forget to put a mirror modifier also on this button here. The mirroring point is gonna be our empty object named mirror. Okay, now that's fine. I can hide more things, like I'm not gonna need this, because it's just tedious to select all the parts and hide them. So I'm gonna leave only this. Let's enable back the subdivide modifier for this. Here it's already enabled. Anything else? No. So I'm gonna shade this smooth. Then I will put one edge loop around here. First off, I'm gonna try to see how it looks with one level of subdivision. Also, I don't need auto merge because that's gonna eliminate some of the creases that I'm creating. Oh, I like so much the result when I'm subdividing. You know what, I'm just gonna leave it to 2 levels of subdivision because it's not adding too many polygons. Okay, one edge loop around here. Let's also shade it smooth. I'm gonna add an edge loop around this area, like that. Here it's smooth as we want it. Here I'm gonna add an edge loop also. Let's also get this a little bit more down, just like that. That's good. How much am I adding with this? Okay, shade smooth also for this. That's gonna be smooth around here and here. One edge loop around this area, then anything else, it's fine. I just need to move a little bit more here, like that. And I'm gonna add an edge loop also around here. If I would add one here, what's gonna happen? You know, I'm gonna add it on the other way around here, just like that. Let's subdivide also this. Shade only smooth, we don't need auto smooth. And then I'm gonna put a crease here, one here. I don't want this crease here to be so visible. So I got just something like that, which is looking pretty good, in my opinion. Okay, here 2 levels. Let's stick with 2 levels of subdivision. I'm gonna add a crease around this area, one more here. Then down here, let's don't forget to add this one, even though it's not so much visible. I'm gonna also subdivide this, shade smooth, because we have something like that. Let me also do something with it. I'm just gonna extrude it on, or no. I'm gonna do an inset, then move it on y-axis just like that. So we can see exactly how the things are going. I'm gonna add one edge loop in the middle of the geometry. So we get something like that. Let's put the origin to the geometry so I can rotate it a little bit like that, because it was getting inside and I didn't like it. I'm just gonna add an edge loop around here. Then here, maybe I'm gonna select this edge and I'm gonna put it a little bit more up. And also, let's select this, then going on z-axis around here, just like that. Okay, let's also add one edge loop around here, one edge loop on this area. Do the creases visible? No. Then it's fine. One here and two here. The creases are not visible, that's just perfect. Then I'm gonna subdivide also this, and I'm gonna shade it smooth. Also, I'm gonna select this edge and extrude it on y-axis, just like that, so I'm getting some thickness which can go inside. Okay, and if I put 2 edge loops, that's just gonna fit inside here, like that. Now I'm gonna subdivide also this part, shade smooth. This is fitting just right. I can also get less levels of subdivision for it, just like that. Let's subdivide also this part, shade smooth. That's going too much, just like that. Okay, I was ready to forget about this part. Shade smooth. Then I'm gonna do that. If I add one edge loop around here and one here, I just need a smaller bevel for this part. And I'm gonna add 2 edge loops on this part of the polygons, just like that. Let's subdivide also this, maybe 1 level. I guess we are not needing too much for this part. I'm gonna move it just a little bit on x-axis, so it's getting a little bit inside, like this. I'm putting edge loops around here, how it looks with 2. Let me also see through, because what I will also do, I will insert the face here. I don't like the shading from this part here. That was solved like that. I'm gonna add an edge loop around here, because I don't want a hard crease around here. Only part where I want a hard crease, that's gonna be maybe here, so that's visible. Now let's also subdivide this around here, shade smooth. What I'm gonna need to do, I'm just gonna extrude it on z-axis just like that. Let's also shade smooth that, so we can see both of the objects subdivided. The rest of them are gonna be subdivided afterwards. Let's solve the things with this panel here. The crease is gonna be visible also here. Then I'm gonna add an edge loop on this area, just like that, So I need a little bit of a curve around the corners, shade smooth. So let's see They are fitting here, and here they are fitting also. We are gonna have one edge loop around here and one here. This looks good. Then let's add one edge loop on this area. This looks fine. Then I'm gonna add also one edge loop around this area, and I need to put one support edge there. I guess this circle can be solved only with a small bevel modifier, 1 millimeter, shade smooth like that. So that's fine. And also for this, we don't need to subdivide everything, but that's gonna be 0.5 millimeters. Okay. Then for this, maybe I will go for a smooth look, shade smooth for all of them, or maybe that's also too much geometry, because that's gonna be like the same geometry. So I'm gonna add a bevel modifier for all of them, 1 millimeter. We are gonna shade it like that. So we need a smaller number, 0.4. This seems to be fine. Shade smooth, just like that. 0.4, 0.4. That's just perfect. And that's gonna be the same for this. Why to add more geometry than needed? Like, it's unnecessary. Maybe we were getting 1000 polygons when we were subdividing, but if we bevel, we get only 100 polygons. That's 10 times less, and it's unnecessary for a small part like this. Like, look at them, you're barely seeing them. You don't need a lot of details. It's just overkill. Do like that, okay. And then the last one, which is hiding here. It's hiding from me, but it's not escaping. Shade smooth. Maybe I'm gonna put it a little bit more out. Just like that. Did I subdivide everything? Yes. Does this part look good? No. So like that, that should be better. I'm gonna move also these polygons, just like that. That's just better. And here I'm gonna move this on x-axis, just like that. So it's almost fitting everything. It's almost fitting. I'll be right back. I just do a small pee break. Oh, hi Aslan. Will it be a game ready model? No, I was thinking to do it only high poly model, but it can be done for games. But it's an extra step to be taken, because after all of these things, I'm gonna have to do a retopology for the model and everything, and I just want to do like the high detail model like it is right now. 1 second, I will show, just like that. Hi Shashank, Gummy texture. I am having a tutorial for this. 1 second. I will give you the link for the tutorial. Hopefully it's good enough. It's an older video. Here you have the tutorial, Shashank. 1 second. Oh, thank you. I wanna ask you, do the sound? It's good. Thank you, Shashank. Do I pronounce it correctly? Let's carry on. So I'm gonna hide again all the parts from here. Oh, you sub. Switch out here. I don't know what's happening with Streamlab. Like I set it when somebody subscribes to get this reaction. But here you are. Thank you for the sub, man. let's carry on. Let's carry on with our model. Too much selected. Again, I unhide this. I hide also Bob. And there is one last thing which I wanna do, because I see here on the photos I'm having this small part out of that, so I'm gonna do it also. I'm just gonna do an edge loop, press C, then F, that's gonna flip the whole geometry. Then I think maybe I can do it like that, going on y-axis, just like this. I got too much. Okay, let me get rid also from this part, like that. Also this, they are not helpful for me. Now let's get these lines, and I'm gonna do that by first off, I'm gonna go in local view, because this view is much better to see what's happening exactly. I'm gonna select this line, then P selection, okay. And what I can do with this line, I can convert it. First off, I'm just gonna disable these modifiers, because they are gonna be applied when I do the convert, and I'm gonna convert it to a curve. Let's get out of local view, and then the bevel modifier is gonna help us to get that line. And of course, that's not visible everywhere in the mesh, but it needs to be visible everywhere in the mesh, just like that. GX just a little bit. Let me see if I can as much as I need, and I'm gonna shade it smooth. That's gonna be that green line. Let me play a little bit with the materials, so we can get an idea how it's gonna look. I'm gonna name it green light, then I'm gonna put an emission shader, and I'm gonna put this green color. Let's get some more strength to it. I don't have any lights visible, so the only visible light is gonna be the green line that we just created, and I think that's looking just perfect. Okay, we need another one down here, and I guess that's all for the door. Let me see. Okay, back to local view. I'm gonna select this edge around here all the way till here, then P selection after I duplicate, of course. Modifiers away. I'm just gonna go into local view with only with this, and I'm gonna get rid of some points. So I'm gonna press delete, then I'm gonna select only dissolve points, dissolve vertices, just like that. Then I'm gonna convert it again to a curve. Let's get out of local view. And how much do I have for this? 3 millimeters. So 3 millimeters also for this line here. Let's see, it's visible everywhere? Not everywhere. Here I need to play a little bit with the shape. Okay, so that's great. Shade smooth, just like that. And we have the other green light, which we can select here. Let's take a look at the render result with the two lights. Whoa, that's just awesome. Okay, and what I wanted to do, something is missing, and I was like, what I forgot to do. We need to mirror the lines, and I select the mirror axis Y, and I'm gonna do the same here. Maybe I can go a little bit more, just like that. Here, you know what, I'm gonna go a little bit inside, then up, like that, because I didn't like the space created there. Let's take a look at the result. I'm gonna unhide everything. So let's look through the glass. We are gonna see the lighting inside. You know what? I'm gonna make also the glass transparent. 1 second, Blender just crashed on me. Okay, back with the Blender file. That's why I save sometimes 10 times in 10 minutes. Okay, so that's what we got. I'm gonna save again, and please don't crash. That's looking just beautiful. Maybe if I enable the noise, hope it's not gonna crash again. Please don't crash on me. Okay, so it's looking good through the glass. Maybe I'm gonna make it in a convertible way. So I'm gonna get rid of this window and the rooftop. I guess that this is also missing when you do it a convertible. So let's take a look from here, just like that, without any denoise. I'm gonna save again because I don't want Blender to crash. I think that's just perfect. Maybe if I enable denoise and I put 50 passes before it's denoising, we are gonna get a better result. That's so cool. I love it. So I guess that's it with the tutorial. We've done the door. Let's just try a close up. But before doing this, you know, because I duplicated every single object from the outside panels, they are having the paint material and they are not having paint on them. That's gonna be another material for every single thing from here. I'm just gonna hide this just like that. No material for you and for you, and all of these things here, they don't need this material. I guess I need to do a carbon fiber material for the inside of the doors. I guess it's gonna look great. I guess that's a shiny plastic here, so I can put it because I already have it. Shiny plastic. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, it was hiding from me. And I guess I'm having also chrome material. Yes. Metal. Better metal. First off save, then unhide. I was hiding too much. Bob, get out. Get out, Bob. Now we can get a proper look at the door. Let's get an angle like this. You know, 50 frames before it's denoising. It's maybe too much. I guess around 7 years, something like that. I cannot remember exactly the time when I started, but it was in school. I started from when I was in school. And you, Aslan, when did you start to do 3D? How long? Just looks great. Oh, that's just perfect. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. That's just finished. I'm not gonna do more from that in the live stream. We finished the door. That's that. And the model is gonna be available on my Patreon account. You will have also the video from the and there. That's it. After 2 hours, I was expecting it to take like 3 or 4 hours. TDGFX, thank you for subscribing.